She turns away, her eyes unsure, while mine are clear. My heart is pure, each word I speak, she weighs with doubt, as if my love could wear out. She says, your silence speaks too loud, but I've written her name in every cloud. The desert knows, the falcon flies, with every beat, my heart replies. I cross the dunes, defied the storm for her smile to keep her warm. Yet still she asks, are you sincere? While my soul stands naked, trembling near. Oh love, if only hearts could see the truth that hides in poetry. For though my tongue may falter so, my eyes, my deeds, they always show. They always show. She does not believe me, though I have sworn by stars and sand, by the quiet oath of a desert man, that no other name my soul commands but hers, written on my heart-owned land. She does not believe me. Then I rise in silence before the dawn, and breathe her name with the morning wind. Each prayer, each breath, her face is drawn, yet she thinks my love has thinned. She does not see the years I've walked with tired feet to chase her shadow across the heat. The wounds I've borne, the nights I bled, for every unspoken word she said. She does not feel the way my hands reach for hers in dreams, the way my world is torn at the seams when she retreats. A storm inside, and I remain outside, denied. O moon above, tell her from me you've watched me write her endlessly, in verses lost to the drifting sand, in falcon flights and calloused hands. In silence I have cried her name, while men have sung of pride and fame. She does not know that I refused the glories of the throne to sit beside her, simply known. That all I build and all I own means less to me than her alone. I gave her poems in silver thread, pearls of thought I never said. But still she asks with wary eyes, is your love truth or mere disguise? She does not believe me, but I remain patient as stone, hoping the day she calls me home. For love, true love, will not depart. Even when doubted, it guards the heart. And so I wait beneath the stars, counting wounds like battle scars, until she sees through all I've done that I was always the only one. She does not believe me, even when my silence is louder than speech, even when love stands just out of reach. She weighs my heart by the words I say, but not by the nights I've thrown sleep away. She forgets that I learned her laugh like a sacred song, but I remember the sin she wore all along. She forgets the storm I crossed alone, to bring her peace, to bring her home. I held back fire with my bare hands, fought envy, distance, shifting sands. I turned down eyes that begged for me, because I'd sworn my soul to loyalty. She does not believe me, because I failed to show the ache, the tremble and the smile I fake. But kings do not cry in open sight, and warriors weep only late at night. I stitched her name in falcon's flight in verses kissed by candlelight. I hid her in the folds of prayer, where only God and I could stare. Oh, my beloved, how can I prove that your pain echoes in my move? That every joy without you fades, like palm trees stripped in winter shades? She does not believe me when I say no beauty could tempt my path, no other lips, no softer laugh. For I am a man who once has sworn, and from that vow I've not been torn. I watch her doubt, and I bleed in silence, deep within. She sees a face, not the war I've been. But one day, maybe she will see that all my poetry was her, not me. Let her test me, let her doubt. Still, I will not cast her out. For in my chest her home remains through every loss, through all the pains. And when the stars begin to fall, and pride is worth no breath at all, I will still wait beneath her sky, loving her without asking why. She does not believe me, though I carry her silence like sacred gold, though I've aged in waiting, never old. Each moment a lifetime spent in prayer, for her to look back, to simply care. She thinks I write for the world to see, but every line is a quiet plea, a secret letter, a soul's release, written to her, begging peace. The world knows me as prince in name, but none see how I play no game. They see the falcons, the horses, the fire, but none see her. My heart's true desire. My heart's true desire. She does not believe me, even when my breath betrays her trace, even when I see her in every face. She thinks I've let the memories die, while they bloom in me and multiply. She does not hear that the wind still speaks her name at night, that her absence burns like desert light, desert light. That every poem I've bled and penned is a whisper I hope her heart will send. She says I change, that I grow cold, but it is her distance that makes me fold. How long can a man walk blind? How long before the soul unwinds? Yet still I rise each dawn the same, lit by nothing but her name. And though she doubts, though she turns my loyalty like incense burns, I never asked for her vow only to trust me, here and now. But trust once cracked is hard to bind, and I remain the man confined. She does not believe me, but I build no walls. I leave the door, although I leave the door. She may return or come no more. Still I will wait, through storm or sun, until this endless war is won. I do not curse her doubt or fears. I do not count the wasted years. For if love is true, then time is kind and hearts once lost can still rewind. So let her test me, let her flee, still she cannot outrun me. Not in the heart, not in the flame, for I am the echo that calls her name. She does not believe me, though I have made the stars my witness, and the lonely moon, my silent partner, in this vow, that I whisper every night, only her, instead. Always her, even in spite. She wonders if my eyes have strayed, but they are locked in where her image stayed. No beauty tempts, no voice can shake the bond I swore I'd never break. She says, you hide behind your grace, but love like mine has no loud face. It does not scream, it does not shout, it kneels in silence through the doubt. She does not believe me, even though I drink from wounds she gave and walk alone what others fear to brave. She cannot feel this quiet ache that grows each time my soul must fake a smile, a laugh, a breath that's light, while half of me has lost its fight. She thinks my life is carried on, but all my songs are ghosted, gone. Each victory tastes cold and thin, without her gaze to let it in. I speak to shadows in the dark, I trace her name in canyon bark. The desert knows my secret plea, the sea repeats her name to me. To me, she does not believe me when I tell her she's the only muse, as if a man like me could choose. But I was hers before I spoke, before the stars, before hearts broke. I did not fall, I stood in love, rooted deep and far above. Though winds have come to test my core, I am still standing at her door. She does not believe me yet, I bless the days I held her hand. If love means loss, I understand. For some are given love as flame, and some must guard it without name. Let her go. If she must roam, my love will wait and call her home. I'll write her into every sky and whisper her when I say goodbye. But if her heart returns one day, we'll need no words, I'll show the way. For love, real love, does not erase, it carves itself in time and space. She does not believe me, and maybe now she never will. The moonlight fades, the winds grow still. I have offered all a man can give, yet she doubts the way I live. Not for want of words or gifts, but because her heart, like desert drifts, has shifted far from where we stood. Where once love bloomed, now stone and wood. I see her smile in someone else's sky, and though it burns, I don't ask why. For love is not a chain or cage. It is a poem that turns the page. It is a poem that turns the page. She does not believe me, but I have stopped trying to explain. What use are truths wrapped in pain? If she no longer reads my face, let silence speak in love's embrace. I still write her, line by line, though I no longer ask, be mine. I keep her name inside each breath, even if she brings me death. I carry her in sacred peace, my longing now is soft release. I've planted gardens in her name, but learned not all flowers stay the same. She does not believe me, but belief was never the prize I sought. I wanted her to feel my thought. To know, without needing proof or vow, that she is my forever. Even now, I watched her walls grow thick with doubt, but never chose to turn about. Though every door has now closed tight, I love her still, but not to fight. I will not beg what love won't give. I will not crawl just to forgive. Yet if she knocked, though years have passed, she'd find my love still built to last. She does not believe me, and maybe time has sealed the past. The past. But what I gave was meant to last. I lose no honor in her eyes, for my truth remains, though feeling dies. Let her go with grace, with light. Let her chase her peace, her right. And her once, her always flame, will guard the whisper of her name. She does not believe me, but I no longer ask her to. What we were, what I knew, it lives beyond her trust or doubt, a flame the wind could not put out. I speak to her now in dreams alone, where no hurt lingers, no colder tone. Where she is still the girl I knew, and I am still the man she drew, with nothing more than a single smile that held me captive all the while. She does not believe me, and perhaps that is her shield, her way, to push the truth and love away. I do not curse her guarded mind, for not all hearts are made to find a love that stays through storm and flame, a love that breathes without a name. I have known her in her brightest days, and seen her weep in quiet ways. I have held her when her world fell through, and stood beside her, unseen too. She does not believe me, but my love was never meant to be a burden she must carry free. I gave it not to be repaid, but simply so her world felt made of something soft when all was steel, of something true she didn't feel. Yes, I've bled in places none can see, smiling while breaking silently. And though she never looked behind, I lit her path through every kind of dark and cold she ever knew, and never once asked, "Where were you?" She does not believe me, but that no longer breaks me down. I've traded tears for this quiet crown. The kind a man wears not in pride, but in the calm of what won't hide. A love that doesn't fade or chase, but waits in silence, keeps its place. I've let go not of what we had, but of the ache that made me mad. For pain has taught me how to see that love, real love, sets both souls free. She does not believe me, and maybe she never will, but I will love her always still. She does not believe me, but love like this was never meant to beg or plead or break or bend. It was born to burn in silence bright like stars that shine beyond the night. I once held on with trembling hands, hoping she'd see, she'd understand. Now I hold nothing, but still I feel a love too deep to ever heal. And she does not believe me, though I have carved her name in air, in poems, dreams, and whispered prayer. Though every horse I rode alone carried the sound of her unknown. They say let go. She walked away. But love like mine does not decay. It doesn't end when doors are closed. It stays like truth the heart has chose. She does not believe me, yet her shadow walks beside my soul, not haunting, but making me whole. For once we loved in purest flame, and though it's gone, I feel the same. She does not speak, and yet I hear her silence echo soft and clear. In all the places we once stood, where time forgot what love withstood, I've met new hearts with gentler hands, but none could touch where she still stands. For some loves don't fade with time. They age like gold, they grow like rhyme. She does not believe me, but that no longer calls for tears. I've learned that love outlasts the years, and if she never turns again, my love will still be hers, unchained. Let her walk her chosen way. Let her find her light, her day. I do not need to prove I stayed. My loyalty self-conveyed. And I once loved loud, I once cried deep, now I just guard what I keep. And in my silence, she still lives not as wound, but what love gives. She does not believe me, and yet, somehow, she always knew. For love that pure leaves sacred dew on every rose she's yet to see, on every breath that carries me. She does not believe me, and I no longer ask her to. The truth I carry needs no proof, like morning needs no sun to rise, like falcons trust the open skies. I loved her not for what she'd give, but simply for the way she'd live. Her laughter like the desert rain, her eyes like poems without pain. She does not believe me, but that does not erase the flame. As regret, pure softening, not as a plea, not as regret, but as a vow I won't forget. She lives now far in thought and place, perhaps with peace, perhaps with grace. And I, who stood and watched her go, have found a way to let love grow. Not like a fire that eats and burns, but like a sun that always turns. She does not believe me, yet my dreams still build her golden throne. She reigns in quiet though I'm alone. And when I walk among the crowd, I hold her memory like a shroud. Not as a ghost that haunts my way, but as a prayer I still say. For if love must live beyond return, let it bless, not let it burn. She does not believe me, and maybe now I understand. She feared the weight of what we planned. Perhaps my love was much too still, too deep, too wide, too hard to fill. She wanted winds, and I was stone. She sought the wild, and I'd grown known. But I do not curse her need to fly. I only wish I'd learned goodbye before the silence carved its place and left me tracing her in space. She does not believe me, yet every falcon that I free still carries some lost part of me. And when they soar, I hope she sees that love can live in things like these. No chains, no cries, no bitter flame, just wind and sky and still her name. She does not believe me, and that is no longer mine to mend. I have poured myself to the very end. My heart was an open door she passed, and I watched her fade like desert grass. I loved her without needing reward, not as a king, not with a sword, but like the sea loves the endless shore, touching, retreating, then once more. She does not believe me, yet my silence is a deeper cry than any poem, any goodbye. I wear my wounds like royal thread, for even pain that she once bred was part of love, pure, undenied, the kind no pride could ever hide. I do not chase her shadowed light, nor curse the stars that stole our night. For some are meant to pass us through, to leave us carved and shaped and true. She does not believe me, but I still kneel where we once stood. Not in grief, but brotherhood, with every version of my past that learned from love too fierce to last. I walk these sands with quieter breath, no longer haunted by her death in my life, but blessed instead that I once touched the dream she shed. I gave her poems, now I give her peace. No words, no roses, no final release. Only this, a soft goodbye that leaves no need to ask her why. She does not believe me, yet I still see her in the rain, in sunlit glass and passing train, in lullabies that falcons hum, in echoes of the man I've become. For though she's gone, her ghost is kind. It no longer weeps, nor pulls behind. It walks beside me, quiet and wise, teaching love does not disguise. She does not believe me, but I believe in what we were, in every glance, in every blur. And if she finds her joy one day, I'll smile and gently step away. Not because I've lost the fight, but because I loved her right. Enough to stay, enough to let go, enough to never make her know.